Hey guys, it's Bunmi here along with my good friend. So you're supposed to be saying your name. Okay, I'll say it for her.
Cass Million.
Hey Natasha.
I'm trying to get in the screen.
I can move this over, okay? And so tonight we are going live doing a list building exercise. Now, before I start, let me just kind of give a little background information. So I'm having an event at my home on Saturday for the team. This is going to be a breakfast training, and we're going to be having a boiler room, working the phones. Remember, you network marketers, phone is king. We're going to be working the phones together. We're going to be making videos together, teaching some social media principles, but mainly just making contacts with people, right? So the price of entry is 50 names and numbers. That is the price of entry. So Cassandra, we always say that your list in network marketing is your raw material for doing business, right?
Absolutely.
And that's one of the first things that we tell people. But did you know a lot of people these days subscribe to, oh, that's old school network marketing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, it's old school. Oh, sponsors who tell their team to build a list of their friends and family. Like, that's old, antiquated, and outdated. Well, let me tell you, all old school still works.
Yes,
right?
It does.
So what I believe is that you marry high tech and high touch. You marry old school and new school. Those things that work for Jim Rohn, those things that work for Nutrilite back in the 1940s, they still work today. However, with technology and with the internet, what we do is that we bring in some of those new things so that we can marry high tech and high touch, so that you can use the internet and social media to generate leads while you still do not leave behind people who you can touch and feel right today when you join day one, so you don't have to go through the learning curve of learning how to develop relationships on social media, that you can go right into your mobile phone day one and start contacting people. And so, because the entry for my team members would be 50 names and numbers, and I had, have you ever had somebody told you that they don't know 50 people?
Mm-hmm.
What did they say?
Just had somebody tell me that. Oh, I don't even have 50 people in my phone.
So people say that, right? Listen, guys, if you are 30 years old, I promise you, you know 2,000 people. Literally. Now, you may not know their name, but you know girl who works around the corner at the grocery store, guy who delivers my pizza. You may not remember people you went to school with, but you know them. So in network marketing, your list is your raw materials for doing business. You need to get the names out of your head and down to a piece of paper. Remember, he who has the biggest list wins. Whether you're people that you know or you're generating leads and building your list with people that you don't know, you got to have a list. You got to have people to talk to. So there's several ways of recording your list on my team. Well, the first thing is, the way that I really tell people now, is get a composition notebook. You're going to make your list in your notebook. And your list is a living, breathing organism, okay? So it's never going to end. You're always going to be adding to it. And when you use a composition notebook, it tends to last longer, and then you can just, go back and highlight, look at your notes, and keep filling up the pages, okay? So when you come on Saturday, guys, you should already have your notebook, but I have some of these for you guys if you have it on a piece of paper, such as this. Now, this is a prospect list. You see, it says prospect list of top 25. 25 is just getting started. The reason why you need a large list is because you start making those calls, and pretty soon you'll be through all those 25. If you only have 15 names and numbers, that is not a winning number. People aren't going to be home. People are going to tell you no. And before you know it, you'll be done with your 15, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, I don't have anybody to talk to.
In an hour or two.
So you have to have a large list, right? So this says, this is the top 25, but as you see, we have several pages of 25 stapled together to make 100. And so this says, with the assistance of your sponsor, make a list of 100 people. Use a memory jogger to increase your warm market contact list. So guys, listen, if you want big money, you got to have big numbers of people to talk to. There's no way of getting around that. So what we are about to do, Bit Group Billionaires in Training, and Cassandra and I are going to start our list over. So this is what we're going to do in front of the camera. We're going to make pretend like we don't have a list. And we're going to use the memory jogger to develop our list. Okay? So you can take one of these. Okay, I have this sheet right here. It says find 50 fast. And there are 50 boxes here. Okay? Find 50 fast is because, I mean, you want, that's 50 right there.
I can't write on one piece of paper.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to use our Find 50 Fast sheet, okay? Get out your notebook or get your legal pad or whatever you need to use to develop your list. And while I'm waiting for you all to do that, I'm just going to invite a couple people from my team to let them know that we are on. And so we are going to start this list building exercise, because y'all coming to breakfast and I'm making y'all some. We're going to do the smoothies and we're going to do the eggs. Oh, I got some organic, really natural farm grown tomatoes. We'll have fruit and bunch of some other good stuff. And Dr. Daryl's going to be at the door. If you don't have your 50 names and numbers, you are not getting in. Okay. All right. So make sure you have your entry. You probably wanted to do that, right? Okay. All righty then. So think about the people who say, oh, I'm in the NFL club. No friends and family left. Well, that's just not true. That's the lie that you are choosing to live by. But everybody knows people to talk to. You're just prejudging in your mind, and you're trying to, what Cedric Harris calls, play God. You're trying to play God and say, oh, this person wouldn't be interested. But what we're doing right now is an exercise not for you to judge who would want your opportunity and who wouldn't. It's just for you to get the names out of your head and down on a piece of paper. Okay? All right. So, all right. Just had to invite a couple more people. And here we go. So, hey, Jackie. Hey, Teresa. All right, y'all. Get a piece of paper because we are doing this together. So it's great if your sponsor would sit down with you and just ask you these questions. Because honestly, Cass, left to people's own devices, a lot of times they just don't do this. Mm-hmm. So you can do it over the phone. You don't have to be right next to the person. But it's very important that you do it, guys. You need people to talk to. All right. So let's start with, and we're not even going to start with family. And it's really easy because people can get numbers from their phone. But let's say if you run out of numbers, then you start asking questions like, who do you know that plays football? So you may not know anybody that plays football, but the first person that comes to your mind, then you write that name down. It could be somebody who wish they had played football, somebody who watches football every Sunday or whatever. But when I say the word football, who comes to your mind? Do not prejudge. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to get to 50. Now, what we're doing right now, you're just going to write down the name. Then you can go back and put in the phone numbers, okay? If you come on Saturday to my house, you got to have the names and phone numbers. But you put down the name. Now, remember, in network marketing, we're doing two things. We're gathering customers and we're gathering customer gathers. So we can always go back and you can put a C if it's a customer, or, you know, an R if you think they're a rep, would be a rep, or a B for business builder or whatever. But right now, we're just going to list these 50 without prejudging. Who do you know that sings really well? Ooh, okay. I'm putting that person's name down right here. Tori Patterson, if you're watching. Tori sings. I don't know if Tori knows what I'm doing. I haven't talked to her, so I'm putting that down. Oh, who do you know that likes to go fishing? Fishing. Okay. Write that name down. Okay. Do this with us, guys. If you already have a list, do this exercise to get a new list of 50. Who do you know that likes to go fishing? So if you don't know anybody who likes to go fishing, you think fish. Maybe you know somebody who likes to eat fish, okay? Whatever comes to your mind, write it down. Oh, golf. Who do you know that likes golfing? I'm going to put a guy's name down who called me today. Who do you know that likes golfing? Nobody? Who do you know that's ever golfed? You ever know anybody with any golf clubs? Who do you think, when you think golfing, who comes to your mind? Maybe you think somebody that likes to live with a certain lifestyle. Who would pop into your head when you think golf? Okay. I'm thinking Kaya. Kaya does things with golf. Okay. All right. Next thing. All right. Auto mechanic. Who works on cars? Who do you know that works on cars? Put that name down. Okay. Ooh, I forget the guy's name. I'm thinking of him, but so I'm going to make a note. I'm going to put Garrett's friend. Okay. And then that will remind me. I think his name starts with a D, so I'm just put a D down, okay? Now, so those of you who are joining us, hey, Chris, we are doing a list building exercise. You're saying you want to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. You need a large list. You need people to talk to. You're combining online and offline together. Oh, who do you know that likes going to the club? All right, who do you know that likes going to the club? Write that name down. If you think of 3 or 4 or 5 people at the time, go ahead and just come on. Write it down.
That's a Jerry
Okay. Jerry Stewart. Yes, my mother does still like to dance. Okay. All right. Who do you know that is an accountant? An accountant. And you don't have to get so caught up in that person fits that mold. Just whoever. When I said who's an accountant, I thought of somebody. She's not an accountant. She's a teacher. But guess what? That's another person. Mm-hmm. Okay. Who do you know that's a teacher, Cassandra? Well, who do you know that teaches? Who has taught anything? Who's taught dance? Who's taught karate? Has taught Bible study? You've been in Bible studies. Okay, Priscilla's too many for her. Write them all down. A lot of people in that category. Write them all down. All righty. What about your neighbors? Dr. Darrell was talking the other day, and he said that most of us live in communities where our neighbors don't even know what it is that we do. And when he said that, Jesse from the UK said, you know what? I live in this community. Dr. Darrell was so right. He gave me an idea. We have this neighborhood kind of like social media co-op thing, and people are saying, hey, I'll cut your grass for 20 pounds. I'll walk your dog for this amount. She said, I'm going to put out about my wellness business and let people know what it is that I do. So what about your neighbors? There are neighbors that you have not talked to. There are neighbors that I've not talked to. I'm putting down 2 names right there. And I forget the lady's name at the end of the street. So I'm putting lady at end of street. That's Michaela's mother. I'm going to go talk to her. Oh, I remember she had heart problems a while back. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. Who do you know that is a hairdresser? Okay. Who do you know that does hair? Put that name down. All right. Guys, remember, you got to have your 50 names and numbers to get into our business training breakfast, because we're going to be making calls and contacts and reaching out to people and getting your customers and putting people in your pipeline for the business. But you got to have people to talk to. You got to have people to make aware of what you're doing. Chiropractor. Who do you know that's a chiropractor? I'm going to put down my chiropractor. I went to him for years and never share with him what I'm doing. He has natural products and things. So I need to talk to Dr. Jeff. I'm going to put Dr. Jeff down. And remember, we have something called a chicken list in network marketing. Those are people who maybe you feel a little fearful of talking to. You thought of somebody else?
Yes.
Okay. But those people are typically like the best people to talk to, people who are already successful, going great places. There's a reason they've already achieved success. So they've got some things inside of them that you would want to have in people on your team. Okay. So who do you know that's a pharmacist? Oh, that just came. There was some neighbors that moved down the street that moved in a couple months ago. And I found out that that guy is a pharmacist. Neighbor down the street. I don't know his name. I'm just putting neighbor down the street. Okay, I'm up to 14 new people, neighbor down the street. Okay, and you know what I'm going to put? I'm going to actually put my actual pharmacist, Sanji. Sanji from Ten Oaks Pharmacy up there. I've been going to Sanji for years. I've been supporting Sanji's business for 20 years. So he doggone sure should support mine. I'm going to take Sanji something to look at about what it is that we do to help people to heal his body naturally. You just thought of somebody else?
Yes.
All right, guys. So we're building our list. This is your raw materials for doing business. He who has the biggest list wins. Old school still works. I don't care what anybody says. Old-fashioned list building still works. You can talk to your friends and family. If you're scared to do that, that Dr. Darrell says, if you don't tell your family about what you have, you don't love them enough, especially if you're in wellness. And a lot of times we're like, oh, I'm not going to talk to my family. But hey, sometimes you just need people to practice on. Guys, get that? Sometimes you just need people to practice on, and you never know when that person who you thought will, however you say it. Okay, next, tennis. Who do you know that plays tennis? Okay, so with that may listed in you, maybe you know somebody named Venus. Maybe you know somebody with the last name of Williams. Maybe you thought about a pair of tennis and made you think about somebody else. So is that what happened to you?
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. So who do I know that plays tennis or that made me think of somebody I know named Venus. I'm going to write her name down. I see her on Facebook, but I never share with her what I'm doing. We'll just put girl with hair salon. We'll keep it moving. We'll move fast. Okay. Who do you know that sells cars? Who do you know that sells cars?
Who sold you your car?
Yes. Who sold you your car? Who sold your daughter her car? Who used to sell cars to you 20 years ago? Okay. All right. So I'll put that guy's name down. All right. Next. Who do you know that is a mailman? So I thought about mailman. I don't know my mail person, but I do know the girl at the post office. So that made me think about Nicole at the post office. So I'm writing Nicole from the post office. So I know that Nicole and some friends were trying to do like a boot camp challenge. Hey, Kiara, I'm in the middle of the Facebook Live. Hey, baby. My granddaughter. Say hi, Camilla. Camilla, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Blow them kisses. Give them a kiss. Give them a kiss, Camilla. Say, mwah. Mwah. Grandma loves you.
Mwah.
I love you. All right, Kiara. Oh, she did it when I turned around. Do it again. Give me another kiss. Give Grandma another kiss. Oh, I love you. I'll talk to y'all later, Kiara. Bye. Bye. All right. Let's see. Okay. Who do you know that is a housekeeper? All right. Anybody that you know? Oh, let me write her down. Let's see. I got to check on her. Last housekeeper, and she had some health issues, and I didn't have him call her and connect with her. Insurance agent. Who do you know that sells insurance? All right. It's probably a couple people. All right, we're almost halfway through. I'm at number 20. Cassandra, you got to catch up. Girl, just write down the numbers. I like what Cassandra's doing. You know what you can do? This is what Cedric Harris teaches. Cedric Harris says you start with your contacts and you start with the A's. And you write down A, Aaron, A, Abiba, A, Abrilla, A, Adam, AD. You just go through and you don't, in your mind, you would want to play God and prejudge and say, no, I'm not going to call this person. No, I'm not going to text this person or whatever. But don't play God. Just go ahead and put the names down on your paper and still text out to that person. When you're like us and you're in wellness, everybody has a body. Everybody wants their body to feel good. And you never know when is that time that person is looking for something. And then again, you never know when it's that time that a person is looking for something that can bring them financial freedom as well. So just go ahead and put the name down. Remember, you need people to practice on. Oh, thank you. Is that Nisha? Hair Diva. Okay. Who do you know that's a photographer? Just thought about something. She may really want to help with the detox team lose weight because she's kind of big. Okay. So her friend. Okay. All right. So those of you who are joining us, this is like doing the work, the preliminary setup work. When you get into the business at the beginning, you got to start with your names list. You got to find the people to talk to, get the numbers out of your head, get them out of your phone, teach your people to put them. I like putting them in a composition notebook so you can carry your notebook around with you. You can highlight when people join, highlight when they buy, put a notation if they get on your conference call, put a date notation when you need to follow up, and it's bounded. So it's not like a legal pad or something where you're just looking for the pages, okay? But today I have this Find 50 fast sheet. So we're just writing down those 50 names, and then we're going to go back and put the numbers to it. To get into the business breakfast on Saturday, you must have the names and the numbers, okay, all written down. Who do you know that's a veterinarian? If you don't know a veterinarian, who do you know that likes animals? Who do you know that has a pet? So let me think. Okay. All right, I got that one. Oh, what about, who do you know is a pastor? Okay. Oh, we know lots of pastors here. I can probably write down 5 of those real quick. I got Pastor Ken. I got Pastor Lambert. Oh, I got the pastor in Delaware. What's her name? Carletta Moore. Pastor Carletta Moore. And who else? Oh, Pastor Garrett.
That's a good jogger for me.
What, the pastors?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody knows lots of pastors. Pastor Garrett. Okay. Now listen, remember, all no's are created equal, but all yeses are not. Let me say it again. All no's are created equal, all yeses are not. Somebody, if a pastor tells you no and your broke cousin Joe tells you no, then it's, so what? It's both is a no. But if a pastor of influence over a church of 2,000 who was open-minded and will allow you to come into his church and set up or talk to the congregation tells you yes, and then your broke Uncle Joe tells you yes, well, those are not the same yeses. So all no's are created equal, all yeses are not. So you want yourself good quality people on your list, people whose yes actually means something. So Nisha says she's sharing this with her jewelry team. And it's so important to do that, Nisha, because we can tell people, oh, make a list, but left to their own devices, it's not the same as this. So we need to work with our people and really getting them doing these things that they are supposed to be doing. Now, let's go to something different. Let's talk about states. Who do you know from Alabama? Anybody from Alabama? Anybody from Alaska? Or Arizona? I just thought of something. When I just said the Arizona, that made me think of somebody. Somebody
just told me they was in
okay.
Arizona.
Who do you know from California? Oh, I just thought about somebody. She lives in Georgia now, but she used to live in California, and I know she would like the detox tea, so I'm putting that down. Yvonne, who do you know from Hawaii? Ooh, that made me think of this guy right here from Hawaii. Oh, and that made me think of this other guy who's okay. No prejudging. Just write the names down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't prejudge. Remember, your people always need some people to practice on. They need to hear no. They need to get rejection so they know they won't shrivel up and die. Some people are so scared of, somebody telling them no, they don't want it. You need to learn how to hear no, and no is it, and understand it's okay. You tell people no all the time. People have their right to not want your product. People have the right to not want to join your business, So it's okay when you pique interest in a person and tells you no. Priscilla says, my cousin. What is your cousin from? Hawaii? Okay. What about Indiana? Who do you know from Indiana? Again, whoever comes to your mind, write it down, even if the person's not from Indiana. All right. Write down Chris's name. Okay, so I'm at 31. What number are you at now?
31.
She's at 31.
I didn't caught up with you.
19 more to go, and we will be through. What number are you on at home? Let us know. Are you working on this exercise too? Be like Nisha and implement this with your team. And of course, if you're on my team and you're going to be here on Saturday at the door, Dr. Daryl's going to meet you and make sure you got your names and your numbers. Aren't you, Dr. Daryl?
That's right. I don't mind turning you back. You can do your homework.
He's going to send you to the car to finish if you try to get in without your 50 names and phone numbers. Who do you know that likes to travel? Oh, Vacation Mike. Oh, Priscilla, I see your cousin's from California. Give me your cousin's name and I'll call him. All right. Okay. Who do you know that likes to travel? Got that person. Oh, I'm going to put down Reggie. His wife died. Oh, I know his last name. Okay. Sawyer. Okay. Who do you know from South Carolina? Oh, that made me think of my aunt. You tell her. She lives in South Carolina. Who do you know from Ohio? Give me another person from Ohio. Who you know that likes to volunteer? Let's think of volunteers. Who do you know that likes to volunteer? Let me think. People that's helpful. Okay. All right. Oh, I just saw somebody else. Karen's Alan's wife. See, and even if you don't know the people's names, don't worry about it. Make an association. I don't know this girl's name, but Alan's wife. And I'll make another note, Karen's friend. And for some people, if you don't know their numbers, then I can call Karen and say, hey, Karen, what you mind if you give me Alan's wife's number? I need to reach her. Okay. All right. Who do you know from New York?
You don't tell them why either.
You're a Dr. Darcy. You don't tell them why. Just ask for the number. Because people try to prejudge other people for you. New York. We all know people in New Yorkers, right? Who do you know from New York? New York. Big city of dreams, and everything in New York ain't always what it seems. You might be fooled if you come from out of town. What'd you say?
Alicia Keys.
Okay. All right. I just thought, okay, New York. Hold on. Oh.
Yep. Mickey.
What's his name? I forget his name, but I'm making a note. I know how to find him on Facebook. Oh, the girl Robin that I just friended on Facebook today. Robin from this, I met in the bathroom at this seminar. Okay. All right. Who do you know? That's in real estate.
With the name Robin.
Oh, it's okay. See, the name Robin triggered her. Okay. Who do you know is in real estate? Real estate. Oh, Roxy. All right. She beat me now. I was ahead. Now she at 42. I'm only at 40.
Oh.
All right. Oh, you know what? It's fun when you do this with your team. If you got a group of people together and you put on a timer, and it's like you can make a contest out of like you give them 5 minutes or a certain amount of time, and the first person that gets to 50 within X amount of time wins some kind of free prize, a gift, or whatever.
No, that's the first part. Second part is to put numbers. Who got the numbers in that name?
Right. So the first part is the names. You gotta have the numbers too. That takes a little longer. So we got it. All right. So who do you know that's a promoter? That's a good category because you want people who know how to promote. This is a business of marketing and promoting. By the way, if you don't know, to promote means to make known and well thought of. So not just to say, hey, my event's on August the 7th at 7:30. You want to make it well thought of, like this is the most life-changing event that you'll ever attend. If you come, you won't be the same because you'll be learning secrets that have been kept from you for years, and we're revealing them on August the 7th. Okay? Hey, Carla. All right, so, she's at 48. I'm just at 40. I need to stop talking. Okay. Okay, this is let me hurry up. I don't want her to beat me. Oh, furniture salesman. The guy Frank just sold me the furniture up at Gardner's. Furniture salesman.
Oh.
Frank from Gardner's. Okay, she didn't beat me now. Who's a handyman? Okay, handyman. Tammy's friends who's fixes everything. I'm calling them. All right. Who do you know that drives a bus? Who do you know that is a dermatologist?
50.
She beats me. Show him. All right. So she found her 50 fast. So that's 50 more people to add to her list. Remember, you should always be expanding your list, growing your list, whether it's online or offline, growing your email list, growing your phone list. Okay, I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Here, you do it. You call us some things because I need to finish these last 8.
Who do you know that just had a baby?
Oh, I'm putting down my daughter's name because she need to buy some of those products from me. Okay. She does. I told her the other day, but now I'm going to make sure she does. Okay. All right, who else?
Who do you know that has public speaking skills?
Oh, okay.
Who do you know that is an airline attendant?
Okay. So she used to be. I thought of somebody that used to be. And who else works for the airlines? Oh. I'm putting down.
Oh, who do you know that has their hunter's license? Stephanie's dad.
Oh, wow, that's a good one. So I don't know anybody has a hunter's license, but let me think. It makes me think of animals. That makes me think of guns. Who do I know that owns a gun? Okay, that gave me an association.
Who did you buy furniture from?
I got that. Okay, let me see. You know what? I'm gonna go back up to that store because there was a couple of quality people that I wanted to talk to prospecting that store. Okay.
Who do you know that is a broker?
Who do I know that is a broker? Insurance broker, real estate broker,
Any kind of
gold broker. Who do I know that's a broker?
Ooh.
What?
Who do you know that just got married? Stephanie again, her.
Who do I know
that
just got married? What do I know that just got married? Anybody just got married? Anybody likes being married? Okay. All right, that made me think somebody got divorced. Okay. So now I have my 50. All right. So now what we need to do, and we're not going to do this on Facebook Live, is to go back and add the names. Add the phone numbers. So I'm going to look through my phone, add the phone numbers. The people who I don't have their phone numbers. I'll find them on Facebook and I'll inbox them. But I wanted to do this live so I can share this with my team and just show you how this is how you expand your list, guys. So what, it was less than 30 minutes. It was just keeping time. Oh, okay, 30 minutes of our time to get started in your business. Now, after you have your list, what do? Don't hide. You have to go full in, start contacting these people and pique their interest in the way that your qualified upline, success business partner, whatever you call it, tells you to reach out to people. But remember, you're doing it in the spirit of sharing. Sometimes you go right in and just ask them to be your customer. Sometimes you're asking them to watch your video. Sometimes you're inviting them to an event that you're having to launch off your business. So there are various approaches, but don't be scared by the phone. Phone is king. Teach your people to pick up the phone and ask the question, make the offering, pique the interest, make the invitation. This is how you do business. How do top networkers stay top? They call the people that they want on their team. They call the people to let them know what they're excited about. They call the people to vision cast and get back into communication and see what it is that they're doing. They don't know if the person's going to say yes or no, but you don't know unless you ask. You will never know unless you ask, okay?
And we found a lot of times that the people we thought would say no, say yes. And the people we thought would say yes, say no.
That's right. So those you think will, won't. Those you think that won't, will. Don't prejudge. Don't play God. Just pick up the phone and make the offering. And it's their job, your job to make the offering, and their job to make their decision. And you don't get emotionally involved in whether they say yes or they say no. If they say yes, great, all yeses go in this pile. They say no, great, all no's go in this pile. It's your responsibility to do the exact same thing, whether they say yes or whether they say no. And that is to pick up the phone and call the very next person. Okay? Any closing words, Cassandra? So what do you think about this exercise?
It's awesome. And it just makes me think of something that Dr. Darrell says all the time. Do not cherry pick. Everyone you know, if you have their phone number, they're a lead. They're a prospect. There's someone to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you've been in network marketing for a while, think about who you haven't talked to, because I bet you that you were cherry picking at some point in time. So you go back to those people that you picked over and call them now. Who have you not told? I can guarantee you that as many people as I've called and as long as I've been in this business, I can guarantee you that I still have not talked to everyone that I know.
Oh, no, none of us have, because we prejudge, we cherry pick, we meet new people. And guys, remember this. The reason why I really love this exercise is because if you're just thinking, okay, I just want to meet people that I don't know, think of how much time it's going to take for you to really get your business started. If you have to develop a relationship with and meet people that you don't know, it's going to maybe take you weeks before you make money. But if you start with the people that you do know, the very same night that you join, you can pick up the phone and start making contacts and sharing what you have, because you have people that are in your center of influence that you can make contact with and get them to view your tool. But if you got to wait and learn how to generate leads and take the course, figure out how to use social media and all that, is going to take you a while. Do you do those things? Yes. We always say you marry online and offline together. That's what I'm teaching you. You marry the online world and the offline world. Don't say, oh, old school network marketing doesn't work, forget friends and families. It does work. It's just the way you are thinking about it in your mind. It does still work. And the new school works as well. Okay? So we want to marry those two things together and go straight to the top. Hey, Donald, what's up? All right, guys. Well, that's our live for this evening. Hope you've benefited. Share this with your team. Do this exercise. This is Bunmi Moore and
As Millions.
You had to think about your name.
Hope to see you tomorrow.
On Saturday.
Saturday with your list. Remember, Dr. Darrell's going to be at the door. I would hate to see somebody walking back up the hill to their car because Doc wouldn't let them in.
That's right.
Your list.
All right.
Is your entry fee.
Oh, Dr. Daryl's on. He says share this with your team. Absolutely. Make sure you do it. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
This was great.